Annalise, good morning. The pandemic response has, up until this point, been largely controlled by the states.
It has indeed, and that's been why it's been so fractured here in the United States. And so this has been the big push from Joe Biden, day one in office, to try and centralise a lot of the responses and fund it federally. There's a few different aspects to the 12 orders he signed off this morning. They'll include things like using wartime powers to order suppliers to make things like personal protective equipment, and also accelerate the creation of more vaccinations for Americans. There's going to be a greater focus on having a centralised data system so that they can control the number of cases being reported and where they're being tracked. We're going to see greater control of Americans and foreigners as well coming into America, having to show a clear test before they arrive and then quarantine. And there are going to be other measures to centralise testing centres and also fund a dedicated point person for each state and territory in the United States to then report back to the federal government any further support that they need. What we've seen from Joe Biden today is a 198-page plan that he's implemented. There's been reporting that they haven't received the handover that they would have liked. They don't think that there was a clear distribution plan for this vaccine being handed over from the Trump administration. But Joe Biden said that they are going to start centralising their process. It will get worse, though, before it gets better.
Let me be very clear. Things are going to continue to get worse before they get better. The memorial we held 2 nights ago will not be our last one, unfortunately. The death toll will likely top 500,000 next month. The cases will continue to mount. We didn't get into this mess overnight. It's going to take months for us to turn things around. But let me be equally clear. We will get through this. We will defeat this pandemic. And to a nation waiting for action, let me be the clearest on this point. Help is on the way.
President Joe Biden's been fairly blunt in his assessment today of how Donald Trump handled the coronavirus pandemic so far, making mention of it as he signed those 12 orders. But really the most powerful statement we've seen today, and potentially controversial, has been from Dr. Anthony Fauci, the Chief Medical Officer for the United States. He's given a ringing endorsement to Joe Biden, saying that he's feeling much more liberated in his new role.
You said I was joking about it. I was very serious about it. I wasn't joking. There were things that were said, be it regarding things like hydroxychloroquine and other things like that, that really was uncomfortable because they were not based on scientific fact. The idea that you can get up here and talk about what you know, what the evidence, what the science is, and know that's it. Let the science speak. It is somewhat of a liberating feeling.
Pete, we also saw President Biden extend the mask mandate that he implemented yesterday for federal properties. Now this mask mandate will also include transportation interstate on buses, trains and planes. He's hoping to bolster the federal powers that he can. At this point, he's pretty much implemented masks now everywhere you can that's not controlled by state or local governments, but the enforcement will continue to be the key issue.
Yeah. OK, Annalise Nielsen live for us in DC this morning. Annalise, thank you.